US is probing touchscreen failures in Tesla Model S cars. The United States National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, said Tuesday it had opened an investigation into 63,000 Tesla Model S cars after reports of media control unit failures that led to loss of the use of touchscreen. Welcome back, everyone. This is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you may be notified when I upload our next update on the Tesla touchscreen probe. Complaints that Tesla's giant touch screens can fail have drawn the attention of US safety regulators. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says in documents that it's investigating failures in the 2012 through 2015 Tesla Model S cars. Documents posted Wednesday today say the agency has received 11 complaints about the screens over the past 13 months in vehicles that have been in use from 3.9 years to 6.3 years. If the screens fail, the cars will lose the rear camera display, causing reduced visibility. No crashes and injuries, thankfully, have been reported. A message was left early Wednesday seeking comments from Tesla, but there was no response. The probe covers 63,000 Model S vehicles with screens controlled by flash memory devices with finite lifespans based on the number of programs and erase cycles, the document said. The screens can fail prematurely because the memory can wear out. The same screens and processors were used in 2012 through 2018 Model S Teslas and 2016 to 2018 Model X vehicles built through early 2018, the agency said. Failures also cause loss of touchscreen features such as infotainment, navigation, and web browsing. If the screens fail, heating and air conditioning controls also will default to an auto mode, and limits on battery charging current can be affected as well, according to the documents. Failure doesn't affect braking, steering, speed control, or other control systems, NHTSA said. Any failures are likely to happen after performance degrades progressively, including frequent screen resets and intermittent loss of cellular connections, the agency also said. Investigators will determine how often the failures occur and the safety consequences. Depending on the outcome, Tesla could be forced to recall the vehicles. Now, Tesla touchscreens have been in the news recently. If you remember, several days ago, according to Edmunds, the Model 3 touchscreen was a design trend that needed to stop, Edmunds said. When the Tesla Model 3 first came to market, there was a lot of talk about its touchscreen control everything situation. If you regularly read car reviews from major automotive media outlets, a lack of buttons and knobs is a red flag for them, though that seems to be changing as of late as people are getting used to Tesla touchscreens. Nonetheless, Edmunds recently published a video highlighting car trends that need to stop, and the Model 3's touchscreen is featured in it. I don't know why they didn't say anything about Model S, which is the cause of this probe by NHTSA. Now that a slew of people across the globe own the mass market Tesla sedan and are living with it, we don't really hear about many complaints anymore. In fact, several other automakers seem to be using the Model 3's screen as an example as they design their new cars. Our lives are now filled with screens. Buttons are going away. Mobile phones no longer have keyboards. This seems to be the future, so people are going to have to get used to the technology. However, with that said, if the touchscreen is distracting, problematic, awkwardly placed, unintuitive, or not very responsive, this is a problem. So Edmunds Mark Takahashi personally, he says he doesn't like the Model 3 touchscreen. He also doesn't like piano black in car, and though he is talking about another vehicle and doesn't mention it as an issue in the Model 3, but that's what he feels. But we're talking about the Tesla, so let's do our own minimum study. What do you think of the touchscreens in cars controls? Touchscreen that controls virtually everything in car? Is that a good thing that a touchscreen should virtually control everything in car? What about its vertical orientation? If you own a Model S or Model 3, what do you think now that you have lived with it? Let us know what you think about the touchscreen and your touchscreen experience of your car, friends. And now we have a probe of Tesla touchscreens by NHTSA. And that's right, there are only 11 complaints, but the NHTSA is going to do like 63,000 cars, probing 63,000 cars. And as media reports are saying, this may even result in a recall of Tesla. I don't remember if Tesla has ever recalled a large number of cars. Do you remember? If yes, please let us know in the comment section below. So these documents were posted Wednesday, today, and the agency says that it has received 11 complaints about the screens over the past 13 months. So these complaints didn't come just all together last week or so, but in the past 13 months, there were 11 complaints. So if it comes in the past 13 months, this means that these problems occur after your car ages, and then all of a sudden, within a year, people have been sending the reports. And all of these vehicles were between 3.9 to 6.3 year olds. So if the screens fail, the cars will lose. The cars will lose the rear camera display, causing reduced visibility. Thank God there were no crashes or injuries that have been reported. And like I said above, there are 63,000 Model S vehicles with screens controlled by flash memory devices with finite lifespan based on the number of program and erase circles. The document said the screens can fail prematurely because the memory can wear out. Do you know who makes Tesla Model S touchscreen? Is it made by Tesla or by another company? I remember that LG Chem was going to initially make Tesla Model 3's touchscreen. I don't know if that's still the case. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. It would be interesting to see who makes the Tesla Model S and Model X touchscreens, especially for that period of time. So now these same screens and processors were used in 159,000 2012 through 2018 Model S and 2016 to 2018 Model X vehicles built through. So it's a lot of cars, almost 160,000 units. Failures, NHTSA also said failures also cause loss of touchscreen features such as infotainment, navigation, and web browsing. I think navigation right now is the most important here. Infotainment, when people can hear the radio, I don't know, but navigation is important if you're lost. I don't know if anyone had this problem taken to Tesla Experience Center and got any word about that. So if the screens fail, heating and air conditioning controls also will default to an auto mode, and limits to battery charging current can be affected. These are all according to the documents from NHTSA, and you can find them at NHTSA website. So agency also said that any failures are likely to happen after performance degrades progressively, including frequent screen resets and intermittent loss of cellular connections. Investigators will determine, like I said, the NHTSA investigators will determine how often the failure occurs and what are the safety consequences. Depending on the outcome, like I mentioned before, Tesla may have to recall these vehicles, but we will see. So please subscribe to our channel, because I'm going to keep an eye on this developing news and bring it to your attention as anything new comes up. Now, you know what? Consolidating so many features in the touchscreen has led Tesla craft a sleek, minimalist cabin that's mostly free of buttons, switches, and knobs. It's a striking, futuristic look, but it is the large touchscreen, the epitome of simplicity or an exercise of frustration. What has been touchscreen for you? Frustration or epitome of simplicity? After driving a Tesla and using the screen, for example, Model 3, the answer depends on what you're trying to do and how much you're used to controlling your touchscreen without knobs and without buttons. With its crisp, clear graphics, the touchscreen has the high quality appearance of an Apple iPad, and its iOS-like on-screen menu reinforce that impression. These are positives of the touchscreen. The screen responds to familiar smartphone gestures like pinch to zoom for the navigation map and sweeping up or down to bring up or dismiss the radio station list. More importantly, the screen responds quickly. I didn't notice any lags when switching between menus or making selections when you're doing that with touchscreen. Now, but there are also some mystical elements. The touchscreens has a sketchpad for doodling or taking notes, and in a tip of the cap to Elon Musk's SpaceX venture, you can switch the navigation map to the surface of Mars with your position noted by a small rover. It's the kind of quirky but fun thing that a mainstream automaker would never bother to add, and is another instance of how Tesla and its cars stand apart. Now, Tesla touchscreen is the star of the interior of Tesla, and it's mostly successful thanks to thoughtful interface, useful features, and rich graphics. And with Tesla's commitment to over-the-air software updates, the system should age better than most automotive screens. But apparently we're seeing this probe now in the old Tesla cars. Even so, there is a lesson to be learned from the feature-packed screen, and it's not a new one. Just because you can put a function in a touchscreen doesn't necessarily mean you should. So let me know what you think about this probe, and let me know what you think about touchscreen experience. What has been your touchscreen experience with Tesla? Please also mention what type of Tesla car you own and drive, and whether it has been a positive, frustrating, or any. I'm sure there are good parts and also there are frustration parts. Let us know and let's discuss in the comments. In the meantime, friends, this is Armen Harayan from TorqueNews.com. This is Developing Story. I'm sure Tesla will respond probably today or tomorrow, and if that response comes, I will have another report. So please subscribe to our channel if you would like to know more about this, and I'll see you in our next report. Have a wonderful day. I have a very interesting report coming about Tesla Semi, something really new about Tesla Semi, so look for that one, and I'll see you in our next report. God bless you. Take good care of each other and your families, and see you soon, friends.